excited are you?
Well, I don't want to brag, but we're 4-time world champions now.
I love how it's we. The
I changed
pluralness
all
of
of my desktop screens at work to the RB19 because the RB20 is just garbage. But the RB19 is
okay.
fire, and 4 times the RB19, we can celebrate the RB19 still.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I like. There's a couple things I want to talk about it, but like I think we should get flowing through it, and then we'll talk. Like this racetrack is so crazy looking. It just looks like Spider Pig from
from
The Simpsons.
Yeah. Do you like Vegas as like a whole, as like a race? Because I know there's a lot of fans and a lot of the drivers are kind of on the fence about it as a whole.
I don't think I didn't like it last year. This year I liked it a lot more.
It was entertaining.
It was a good race.
There was a lot of passing.
Yeah. It was like, and the strategy was way different. I thought people would be going for 1 stops. All of a sudden they're doing two stops, 3 stops even. Perez went for 3 stops.
Perez went for, I think, was he trying to go for?
I don't know. I think he was testing tires for Max.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy because last year it was a 1 stop, wasn't it?
I can't remember, but I don't remember there being that many stops. Like lap 6 or 7, people are going in for the pits. I'm like, what are you doing?
Is that? I mean, is it because it's a street circuit that we have people, their tires are degrading that much, or is that because it was cold that was leading into that?
It could be both. Yeah, I honestly have no idea why. It just felt crazy that they were stopping.
Yeah, because 50 laps, that's easily, in my mind, compared to the other tracks, that's a 1 stop for sure.
Yeah. But I mean, it is, I guess, I don't know. It's crazy to think, because I mean, Carlos was talking. We'll talk about the Ferrari debacle.
Yeah.
Carlos was complaining about his tires like pretty quick into the race.
Yeah, a bunch of them were.
So I don't know. It was interesting. It made for a way better race, and like maybe that's why. Maybe they like low key all like said in the background, like, let's just like stop a couple more times and make this more fun.
It was really interesting because Checo did do his first session was on hards.
Yeah.
And he did go like 20 something.
Yeah. Because he got all the way up to like P3 or something.
Yeah. And I just feel like if he just put on another set of hards.
Yeah. I don't know what
he could have literally done a 1 stop.
Well, he got changed.
Unless there was you had to change compound. Yeah. And then the mediums were just ripping through.
I mean, really what they were hoping for was a safety car. And then he was up there, pit on safety car.
Yeah.
You're right in the mix again. But that didn't happen, and
which is also
Sergio
amazing.
Finished the way he finished.
We won't speak on that.
No.
But it's a lot of the same bullshit from Checo recently.
But yeah, going back to it, and even leading up to it, I was like sending you like tickets and flights. Like, dude, it's 471 round trip. We can be there and back. We don't even need to get a hotel.
Yeah, we'll just be awake. We'll sleep in the casino.
Just living on Red Bull and.
As much as I wanted to do that, I don't like my first F1 experience. I want it to be like a thing, and we were talking about it earlier. We've got a couple group of guys that are really adamant on doing Austin next year.
Yeah,
and if we do go, which I really think we should, I want to get merch printed.
Oh yeah,
which I'll show you. I've been working on some designs. Cool. I want to get merch printed for all of us, and then I want to get some like business cards for us to like hand out to people and like do on TikTok
stickers,
like stickers or something like that to hand out.
Put them around all the places.
Yeah, with like a QR code on it, and then I want to like post on like TikTok like if people are going to Austin to come find us, and we'll hook them up with like shirts or something
that's
like
a good
that.
idea.
Just do some like marketing.
Yeah.
Although I don't know how the FIA is gonna feel, or like F1 is gonna feel about
Liberty
us.
Media.
Yeah, like can we promote
just like peddling?
Yeah, but it's like free
third-party merch in the com.
But it's like, free. We're not like really. It's not like we're selling it or anything.
I don't know how that stuff works.
I think we just do it until we get caught, and then
someone slaps our wrists. And
exactly.
Say, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we're just fans.
Yeah,
we're trying.
Trying to promote the sport.
Oh man, just speaking of America, I'll bring it up later. I think you know where I want to go with America, but like we should we always get distracted.
Yeah.
Focus on.
But the race was good. The track was good.
Yes.
It was awesome. I mean, it was also kind of cool staying up that late and watching F1 because, like, I watched it at a bar with some buddies from work, and like,
I liked it, man.
it was kind of cool.
Yeah, I liked it, and even funnier was I was on like our TikTok and stuff. The amount of people in the UK complaining about, oh my god, I have to be up at 6 like a.m. or 5 a.m. to like watch the race, and I commented on a few of them. Try being from Canada. That's every single race from us, and the response I got on those comments was so positive.
Really?
So many people from North America being like, dude, 100% agree. Every race for us is like this. Every single race is a breakfast race.
Yeah.
We never get to watch it.
It's like a Caesar and like, what are they? Tim Hortons Farmers Wraps.
Yeah. We like don't get the opportunity. Like very seldomly do we get the opportunity to watch a race midday or like at night. It happens, I think, 3 times a year. That's it.
Austin, Mexico,
and
Vegas. I think some of the what was it? Abu Dhabi is always like, I remember when Max won Abu Dhabi in 2021. It was like 4-5 in the morning for me, and I was like sitting in our spare room, like trying not to fall asleep with my eyes pinned open, like trying to watch him win the championship.
Dude, 4 a.m. it was brutal. That's one where I completely.
But it was the championship. It was like
the
final race.
I gotta watch it. Watch it live.
But
I'm pretty adjusted to like, because of the app, just watching it when I wake up.
Oh, it's so convenient.
Like, just trying very hard to not look at my phone.
You know what I found interesting? The bar I was at was using a TSN stream.
Oh, interesting.
Have you watched F1 on TSN?
No,
it's
never.
Garbage. Like, I hate to say that about TSN because TSN's usually pretty good, and that's like a broadcaster company in North America. For anyone who doesn't know,
who's the hosts? Like, who's talking?
It's the same stream, but they just add tons of commercials into it.
Oh.
So like there'll be like important passes going on, and then all of a sudden they'll like throw up a fucking commercial, and they'll make the F1 screen like 1/16 of the screen. Yeah. And it's just like, oh, like, you might as well just take it away. I can't even see it.
They do that on Sportsnet too. Oh, it's so brutal.
It's garbage, man. Like,
do you know what also I don't like is a lot of the time they're also promoting like betting apps and gambling.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't even need to know how.
I'm not into that type of stuff.
Dude, it's brutal. It's like, you don't even need to know how F1 works.
Yeah.
But we'll show you how to bet on it.
Yeah, seriously.
Like, that sounds like a terrible.
Actually, speaking of that, there was a guy at my table, and he had like, I think it was like $10 on Lewis Hamilton winning the race.
Oh, I'm sure that would have paid out big if it happened.
And he almost won. It was like $830, and he put $10 down. And he almost won $831 or $830. Yeah. It had to be Hamilton first, and then a Ferrari on the podium.
Oh, he would have had it.
He would have had it.
And Hamilton was charging at the end. He was. Do you think there was? No, I think he just ran out of steam. It was a big gap.
I think his tires just ran out.
It was a big gap for him to close on George.
What did he close like 7 seconds on him?
Yeah,
in the last
he was
stint.
doing a second a lap for like 5-6 laps or something.
It was
rad. Wild.
It was so cool.
And then
to watch.
George kind of like woke up and was like, "Okay, I kind of gotta."
Yeah.
Otherwise, Lewis is gonna be on my ass.
We were all like sitting at the table, like, Crash, George, crash, Singapore.
I really thought it was going to happen.
I know.
I was like, if anyone is going to crumble under the pressure and crash, it'd be George or it would be Lando.
Yeah.
Lando
okay, we'll talk about the race. We'll keep moving through because I want to talk about helmets because I do like this segment.
Yeah. I did save a few.
Okay, what did you save? Because I also grabbed a couple too.
You go first because I can't remember.
I got Lando Norris. I think you sent me Yuki, so I'll let you talk about Yuki.
Yeah.
I got Lando Norris's helmet was pretty dope this weekend. I'm not a huge Lando fan right now, but I think he really did a cool job. So we'll send a picture.
He's got it was the glow in the dark.
Yeah, it was like glow in the dark, like kind of funky, like blob looking like flubbers on his helmet. It was pretty cool, like Monster Energy themed. Of course, because McLaren's got Monster on them now.
It's also his color, his branding of his N4 color, that like lime green thing.
Classic, freaking. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that color.
Do you know what's funny is I did look at that helmet.
Yeah.
It came up on my feed and I was just like, I think this is cool, but I think Brad might hate this. And I know he also is not a Lando fan, so I'm just not even going to mention it.
I'm a broadcaster. I'm unbiased.
You're unbiased. Yeah. So I'm actually impressed that you were So happy with that one.
Did you see Charles's helmet this weekend?
Yes.
Subtle.
Him and Carlos kind of both had the same
Yeah.
vibe going on of like Ferrari red with like a little bit of subtlety of like Vegas kind of
Yeah.
like air sprayed into like the background. I liked both of them. They weren't standouts for me though.
No. What about Esteban's Captain America
Esteban's I
helmet?
actually really liked.
Really?
Yeah, I low key kind of liked it because who else did? I think Seb did a Captain America one a few years ago,
Okay.
and it was very reminiscent of that, but just a much better job done.
Yeah.
And then I know that Alpine has some tie with Marvel.
Oh, they have a lot of American sponsorship right now.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
I thought it was cool. I liked the paint job on it. I thought it was like nicely done. I will say, yeah, the only one I sent you was Yuki's. Yuki's was my favorite.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's super cool. Like the little creature he put on the top.
Yeah. It was just fun. I was like, he's having fun with it. Him and, I don't know, it seems like the V-Carb guys, especially Daniel when he was on it, always had like really kind of fun helmets aside from Valtteri, who always has like, sick helmets.
What's next?
Yeah. Dude, so funny.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it's his wife that does all of his helmet graphics.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
Tiffany Cromwell.
Yeah, I did like a deep dive on it. His wife has done all of his helmet graphics.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Damn.
She's just is like she's not like an artist at all. I think her Instagram page says like semi-artistic person.
Yeah.
Or like part-time designer.
Yeah,
but
full-time cyclist.
Yeah, but she like specifically only does Valtteri stuff.
On the topic of Valtteri, have you seen this what's next thing that he's doing right now?
I love that little clip that you sent me was really funny.
Okay, so that's just a portion of it. I'm not sure if
I haven't really.
You haven't. Oh
no,
man.
So go into it.
Okay, so he was in Turks and Caicos after Sao Paulo, and he did a Ironman at his resort. So he literally swam in the pool an Ironman length, got on a bicycle, a Peloton, and Pelotoned an Ironman distance, and then on a treadmill ran the treadmill distance of an Ironman. That's fucking wild.
Yeah, I did see that. So that's nuts that you did that. Also, kind of like, if you haven't ever done like an Ironman before, probably one of the nicer ways to do an Ironman. You're just kind of like in your enclosed little pod.
I don't know if your brain would go to some weird places because you don't even have anything to look at or like.
He's in Turks and Caicos. He looks outside.
No, it was like a fenced bush.
Yeah.
Like it was like a private pool.
Maybe you get like a gecko going across the glass screen.
I don't know, man. It was pretty savage. He had to like foam roll on the run part because he was all cramped up. What else did he do?
Just that clip you sent me of him doing like the charity to help people that who have suddenly lost their jobs without warning.
All the merchandise that he's selling from it is going to people who have suddenly lost their jobs. There's like a foundation that he's created, and during the interview, he like looks at them and is like, "For people who suddenly lost their jobs."
It's so funny. It's so funny. He's got a great sense of humor.
Yeah, I like that it's shining through now that he's not with Mercedes. I feel like they just like confined him and like turned him into this German robot, and now he's like actually being able to like show his true colors.
I don't know. I think a portion of like Mercedes really does. I think that's why they like George so much.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you saw George's like most recent Tommy Hilfiger post of like him in like wool. It's like a big wool scarf and wool mittens, and he's at like the Mercedes factory saying like "'tis the season" or like some bullshit like that. And he's like out there kind of like picking up like the small little bits of snow. I like George, but he's just like he is the ultimate soft boy on the grid.
Oh man, his victory radio messages made me cringe.
Yeah.
He's the cringiest guy in the for sure.
This
I loved that. That was sick.
I hate that thing.
Really,
I hate it. I hate it so
funny.
much. I hate George's pose. It makes me. I have to leave the room when he does it. It makes me so.
It's just a mockery because I bet you F1 like Liberty Media made him pose like that in the intro last year, and now he's just running with it.
Yeah, I think no. I think George.
Oh, you think?
I think he loves it. I think he saw it in his mind's eye one night. And he goes, "That's it. That's the pose."
The Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's so fun, like so like I don't know, so extra, and like it just strikes me as such a George thing that I can't believe that it's not his own creation.
Yeah, I have no idea, man. The dude's a little bit of a fruitcake to me. I was really hoping he'd crash and Lewis would take the W on the.
I was
on the
really
weekend.
I was really rooting for Lewis. I wanted him to win so bad, especially with it. It's the same thing with like Carlos winning.
Yeah.
It's just it's your last little stint with like your team.
Yeah.
You want to get that one last win in.
Yeah.
And I kind of really wish that Lewis got it. If he did, that would have been
It would have been a drive.
Dude,
It would have been comparable to the
Max.
rain. Yeah, drive. Yeah.
Totally comparable. Those two races would have been such outliers of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, would have been really cool to see. But
so George has won 2 this season now?
Yeah, 2.
Lewis has won 2 or 1?
Something like that. I think he's won 2. I think everyone has won
all the big
2,
players, yeah.
except for Carlos has won 1 and Piastri's won. Oh,
Carlos
Piastri's
won
twice.
Australia and Mexico.
Oh, so he has won 2.
So he's won 2. I think most have won. I think Charles has won 3. Max has won like 6. Lando's won 3.
Yeah.
Piastri's won 2 because Hungary and then the other one that he actually won.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Do
that's
you
interesting.
do you want to just cover a few of like the random little things that happened in qualifying?
Oh, I got more helmets.
You got more. Oh, okay, yeah, let's
more
hear 'em.
helmets.
Let's hear 'em. I wasn't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I saw a few, so I'm
Yeah.
glad that you did a bit of a deeper dive.
Liam Lawson's helmet, I know we already brought up. It was rad.
Yeah.
It was super, super like Las Vegas. It has poker chips on it. It's got cards all over it. It's got the Vegas logo on it. It's cool.
I'm expecting big things from him
I
and the art department.
Like Liam Lawson.
Yeah, he's a fun guy.
I think he's like my number 2 right now. And like
Underneath who?
this guy named Max.
Is he from F3, F2?
No, he was like the youngest F1 driver to win a race or something like that.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
I don't know if you've heard of him. He's a 4-time world champion. So.
I don't know if I know.
And then finally, Max's new helmet.
Yes,
The gold is so
and like
dope.
the marble underlay
Yeah.
is really cool.
It's so cool. They're selling on his website. They're selling the
Little minis?
1/16th version of it for like £80. It's like kind of worth it.
That's
maybe.
kind of a good deal.
Yeah.
That's kind of a good deal.
So that'd be super rad.
We're gonna have to get like a display case or something to play.
Yeah, with all of our Lego. Speaking of things that are going on,
The amount of Lego that has just come out that's all F1 related,
Yeah.
My future wallet is gonna be hurting.
dude, they know the demographic.
Yeah.
People are into F1. They probably build Lego.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I think almost all of them.
I literally went to Toys R Us and like bought like speeders Lego sets just so I could practice building Lego.
I gotta get my
I got
groove
the
back.
Countach and the F40 this weekend, and I built them both. They look rad.
Sick.
So I know that the Formula One cars are gonna look good.
I like that they brought the Ferrari for the Technic set now.
Yeah.
So is that now Ferrari, Red Bull, Mercedes, and McLaren all have one?
I don't know if Red Bull has a Technic set. I know Ferrari does, and I know McLaren does. Mercedes has the miniature Technic set. I built that the weekend before.
Okay. You've been spending some time.
I got Lego on my mind right
Okay,
now. I actually really enjoyed it. It's kind of nice to just like put some like smooth jazz on and just like
You
vibe
have
out to building some Lego.
build some Lego.
It's like a nice way to unwind on a Sunday afternoon because it's just pissing rain outside.
Yeah.
So
It's gross outside right now.
yeah. So yeah, the Lego is super rad. I'm stoked for that. I've also just been like hunting Hot Wheels down recently.
Yeah, are you trying to get some of those like the combo sets of like the car and trailer thing?
I feel like those companies are playing into like people in their late
The hype
20s
of it,
and
yeah.
early 30s.
Yeah. Dude, I actually like the other day I watched a thing on Lego talking about how they for a long time early 2000s-ish didn't acknowledge the adult demographic of people that actually like Lego or the demographic like specifically the demographic of people that buy Lego sets for pieces.
Oh yeah.
Not necessarily for the set, but like for pieces so they can build other things that they've just kind of thought of.
Ah, okay.
And Lego's new marketing, I think this is like 2016 and up, has been like, hey, we're actually like ignoring almost 50% of the demographic of our market.
Yeah.
Because it's, these are people that started with Lego when it first came out. and
That's what I was just thinking. Like,
they've grown with it.
we've grown up with building Lego. Like, I don't
Exactly.
think this generation builds Lego.
Not really, no.
Like,
Or
they're on
I can't say,
iPads.
I can't say that, but like yeah, no, I think they're probably more into like playing the Lego video
Like,
games than they are actually like building
yeah,
physical Lego. So yeah, Lego needs. I mean, and you can attest like it's all the Technic stuff, all the new like the flower arrangements and kind of like the
we
bigger
have
builds.
tons of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and those are totally targeted at our age.
Yeah,
for sure.
I love building the Technics, man. The RSR GT Cup car that I have, I
Yeah.
like built the motor and the gearbox. And
Yeah, dude,
it's
it's
so
the pistons. The pistons
Yeah.
move and stuff. And
It's
oh, yeah,
super cool.
I gotta get me some of that.
You got it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're fun.
Christmas is coming.
I'll tell Courtney.
Yeah, I'll tell her.
I'll tell her.
What else happened? Yuki getting stuck at customs.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That was. He almost didn't make it through. They didn't. Yeah, but they didn't believe that he was an F1 driver.
Yeah, he's just wearing sweatpants. Like, how do you like that? Just like goes to show how little America knows sometimes about F1.
They don't. But okay, I'll just bring it because it is kind of associated with it. I think they're going to very soon. They're going to get into it a lot more because of Andretti.
You mean Cadillac? It's not Andretti.
So it's not Andretti anymore. It's Cadillac, dude. I'm stoked, man.
But somehow the director is Mario Andretti.
Yeah,
which is the dad.
Yeah, he's not the director. He's like had to like step down role.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But I'm stoked, man. 11th team on the grid. It's gonna be cool. 2026.
I wonder what Haas is gonna feel about that. I heard that they're running a Ferrari engine to start off with too.
Oh really?
Yeah. So they're starting with a Ferrari engine and they're moving to GM.
Interesting.
So it'll be like a Haas 2.0 maybe, or Haas.
Do you think that's gonna line up with
minus 2.0? I don't know.
It's 2026, so
new regulations.
Haas will probably still be in the Ferrari. I can't see them being in a Toyota by 2026.
Well, we don't know.
They haven't specified any of that. People are speculating 2030 is the first time we'll probably see a Toyota engine, which is going to be that 2J in there.
It's going to be whipping.
Yeah. But that'll be kind of cool. Ferrari will love that because that'll put them to be pretty comparable with Mercedes in terms of engine manufacturing for like other teams.
Yeah, I actually this is a total side note to that. My brain's all over the place right now. But I just finished listening to Adrian Newey's book again because I've been listening to it on my commute to work in the morning, and he keeps saying that the FIA stands for the Ferrari International Association, and and how they're always backing up Ferrari. Yeah, so it makes sense that this new Cadillac team has a Ferrari in their motor. As their motor, yeah.
Fred just went down. We need to do this. So if you guys can just pass this through, it would be great. Thank you.
Daps him up.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude. I got Lewis now. You know, we're really building up this brand again.
Yeah. If you could go ahead and let Cadillac come in.
Yeah.
What color scheme do you think Cad is?
Gold.
It's gonna be gold. That's what I'm thinking. It's gonna be black and gold. Yeah.
We did some AI generations of what a Cadillac F1 car would look like.
At work?
I'll send them to you. Yeah.
Okay.
They're pretty cool.
Dude, black and gold, man. I mean, like that's.
But we did it as it's specified, not as Cadillac, as Pontiac.
Oh, Pontiac's
brought Pontiac back.
Pontiac is coming back.
Are they?
Yeah, they're bringing Pontiac back.
No way.
Yeah, they're coming back with it's going to be all electric, but they're bringing back the Firebird as the first car.
Bringing back all electric Pontiacs.
Yeah.
They can't just use old brands and bring electric cars in.
I don't know. They're doing it with Scout. Motors. Yeah.
Like they're pretty rad, and I can't talk shit about them because Volkswagen owns them, and like that's awesome, and I think they're gonna do great. But they look cool. But Pontiac. If they put like the big Firebird logo in gold
on the hood,
on the
the screaming chicken.
I gotta send you the
send me some photos. We'll put them. We can put it in.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, black and gold, man. I mean, like that's like the old Lotus colorways. Probably one of the most iconic F1 or like just like racing liveries.
When Kimi was driving.
Yeah. So sick.
Yeah, so cool.
Just qualifying. I'm sure you saw Stroll's lap in Q1 of him just be whose strategy call was that to let him do?
I think they were working on the car.
Do you think
they were? I know they were working on the car. They said it in the commentary.
Damn.
Yeah. So
one chance. I loved.
And you know that the one chance is that's not the right guy.
No, he's not your guy for that. He's not your guy. But I loved the. I think it was I can't. I think it was JC. was doing the commentary when he was winning. They're like, oh, he's got one hot lap here. See if he can do it. Oh, he's setting the sectors and. He didn't make it. He was like dead last. 18th. Yeah. It was like, oh god, we were laughing pretty hard about that.
It's funny to see, like, even in the practices. Well, not funny, but like how the practices carried over to quali. In this race, because Mercedes was pretty much top of the practices the whole time.
Yeah.
And like, sure enough, during the qualies, like you see that, except Lewis shit the bed in Q3.
Man, if he made it slightly higher up in qualifying,
he would have won the race.
George would have been screwed.
Yeah, he would have won the race.
Yeah,
for sure.
That buddy at the bar would have been.
Yeah, he would have been buying
dancing.
Shots.
Yeah.
Bummer to see Red Bull bring the wrong wing. Well, It's not that they didn't bring the wrong wing. They don't have a wing spec for that circuit or Monza.
Well, I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool. They got to do some like RWB shit.
Yeah.
In the paddock.
Did you see them using the Dremel on the rear wing? Yeah, it was pretty rad actually.
Yeah, it was cool. I was like, that's racing.
Yeah, is.
That's racing right there.
Scrappy.
Yeah, it's scrappy. They're gonna have little bits of carbon fiber flying off the
Red
back
Bull
wing.
Startup vibe from like 2009.
Yeah. I thought it was cool. Plus, the wing looked wild.
It looked cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope that's something that like. Well, I don't know if they'll carry it forward, but I thought it was cool, like the wave through it.
Yeah.
I don't know how much that actually helped them. I'm sure it did, but
I didn't see them using any like CFD fluid. I think that's called CFD fluid. But like to see like where they should cut it, they just
winged it.
Just eyeballed it.
Like, yeah, I think it needs to kind of.
It looks kind of like, I think we should do it here.
Yeah.
Like,
okay. You're a mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we had Alpine getting up to P2. It was P2. Yeah.
He got third.
Yeah, P3.
Third, and then his fucking motor blew out the side of his car.
It's like so sad.
Dude, did you see the pictures of it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looked like a grenade. Yeah, it was like a grenade.
Imagine if that hit him in the back.
Yeah, that would have been well.
Yeah.
That would have been bad.
The end of Pierre.
Yeah, end of Pierre.
Yeah.
But dude, how does that happen? Like, how does
track evolution, man? That track was like ramping up,
and he just got it good.
And he just got it perfect timing. I think he was the second to last person to go.
That's
George
wild.
was the last person on the track
to
put a lap in.
That's just wild, though. He dropped back so quickly, though. Do you know who I also felt, aside from Pierre having his engine grenade, also Alex.
Yeah.
Dude, I was so bummed because when he had whatever engine failure he had, he was comparable to Lewis in positions gained. He was up at 7 positions gained when his engine went out.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's Williams is just going through it right now.
Yeah.
Like those boys have written off the cars way too many times recently.
They're leading the Destructors Cup as a team.
Yeah.
Checo's leading the Destructors Cup as an individual.
Really?
Yeah, by like, dude.
Franco's got to be getting close.
Alex is the next closest.
Really?
Yeah, he's up there. But Checo's leading by I think like 1.3 million dollars in damage.
Damn. I wonder if this goes against Pierre's damage total blowing the motor out.
I don't know if that
because it's not really his fault.
Necessarily his fault. No, it's just like that's like a mechanical issue.
Did you hear what happened?
No.
So supposedly he was getting a tow from Sonoda, and the car over revved because he was getting such a good tow, and it just like over revved and just blew the motor out. This is what the internet told me. I don't know if it's true or not, but
I could believe it.
That's pretty crazy.
I could believe it.
I mean, like 12,000 RPM, and all of a sudden just boom.
Because he was that kind of Checo because he was complaining. I think on the radio he was complaining of like power loss at high RPM.
Yeah.
So that would make sense that it like over revved and then just like shit the bed.
Something was slipping, I guess.
Yeah. Sonoda had a hell of a race too.
Dude, Sonoda was on one.
Yeah.
He's been on one.
I was reading. I never saw a video of it, so I'll have to go back and verify this. But apparently Sonoda in the press box said verbatim, when I'm at Red Bull.
Yeah, he did. He pretty much said, you guys keep feeding me these people and I keep kicking their ass.
Yeah.
That's literally what he said. Like, so this is my seed.
Do we think we see Yuki go up?
Perez just signed a new $20 million sponsorship deal. So it goes back to your theory, your conspiracy. $20 million he got on a sponsorship. Kit Kat.
I hate to say
Fucking
like I'm
Kit
not
Kat.
surprised, but like why? Why? Like Red Bull's shooting themselves in the foot. How is okay? You know what? That doesn't even make sense to me. This is gonna get a little geographical. This is gonna get a little geographical. Kit Kat makes some of the best flavors for like the Japanese market.
Oh, their matcha Kit Kats are fucking amazing.
Why are they not sponsoring Yuki?
Yeah, well, I don't know. That's a great question. Maybe Yuki's doesn't have the hustle that Checo does.
He totally does. He's a sparky little fella who gets caught at trying to get through into the U.S.
Smuggling Kit Kats in his pockets.
Kit Kats. He's the perfect person to be and he's so little. He is a Kit Kat. He's Kit Kat Minis. Yeah, that could be Yuki's sponsor.
Yeah,
dude.
There you go, Yuki. We got you.
Red Bull needs to hire me as a sponsor hunter.
Use this as your resume.
Yeah. So crazy. Oh my god, they need to get Checo out of there. I'm sorry. Like
I agree.
He was a good driver for a period of time, and
it's going to be competitive next year.
Yes, there's going to be 5-6 new blood coming in.
Well, not to mention just like constructors wise, like
constructors wise, it's going to be crazy. George was talking some pretty big shit, saying that he's going to be bringing it to Max because no one else has. I'm like, George, calm down, buddy.
You're not freaking wet blanket.
Yeah, like, you're not him. It's not going to happen.
Go back and put your Tommy on, you freaking fruitcake.
But if Lando walks away from this season, maybe goes to like a meditation retreat.
Yeah,
some kind of
Bali.
Going to Bali. Yeah. He needs to find himself a little bit.
Yeah,
if he comes back next season as like a new person who's not going to snap in press conferences and can control his childlike tendencies, I think we've got a chance of seeing him really taking it to Max.
Skinhead Lando is coming back.
Skinhead Lando's going to come back. I think Piastri easily could also be could be a contender.
Piastri wasn't as consistent this year as he has been, I think.
Yeah.
Well, last year.
And if Ferrari has their shit down as much as they seem to with their car, dude, Lewis easily.
I don't know. They made a pretty garbage strategy call for Carlos.
They did. It was a really bad one.
Like
him.
Also, how did the FIA not call him and leaving the pit entrance like that? Like the pit lane. They didn't. There was nothing.
Well, even aside from.
What do you mean? That's just proof that the FIA is rigged.
For Ferrari, yeah. Well, also, I was going to say, both Charles and Carlos both were swearing on radio.
Oh, they were beefing each other.
But, like, that also didn't get called. And they were reaming Max out about it, like, weeks ago.
Well, I think they're allowed to swear on the radio as of right now. Actually, excuse me, that's something that we didn't talk about earlier, is that the drivers got together and submitted a plea to the FIA.
Oh, I didn't know that.
About swearing and how like they should be able to swear, like because they're trying to reduce swearing on the radios now too, which is like, come on guys, like these guys are running like 300 kilometers an hour, full adrenaline, like there's anger, there's emotion, like all these things, like of course you're going to be swearing, like we're adults, we're going to swear.
It's totally unrealistic.
And like if you want to have like a little children's version of your, which they do have already,
F1 Kids,
then like don't put the radio calls on there, or put the happy nice ones that George can be on. You know,
George is the only person,
George is the
only radio on F1 Kids.
Yeah. These tires are great, guys.
These tires are great.
When am I going to pit next?
Or even if he was mad, it'd be like, hey guys, don't want to speak poorly about the tires, but you know, if we could maybe dial it in a little bit better.
Yeah.
It'd be like so polite. I don't know.
Please and thank you.
Please and thank you. But yeah, I didn't know that. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense because they are both kind of going off at each other for different reasons.
Dude, Charles said some pretty After, did you watch his onboard after the race?
Yes. Yeah. Like, he was mad.
He was pissed.
Yeah, I've read the transcript a few times as well as like seeing it.
Yeah.
The try Spanish at the time was so funny.
Fucking funny.
It was pretty funny.
Carlos just totally didn't say anything in any of the press interviews. He's just been silent the whole time too. Like
I do kind of like, I don't know. I can kind of see why, because like basically it was Charles. If the video and the radio were like synced up properly, and it wasn't like we were getting fed something earlier, Charles like left the gate or like left the pit. He's on fresh hards. He hasn't broken them in, and Carlos is coming around at full speed, and that's when they told Charles, hey, Carlos isn't going to pass you. And then they also radioed Carlos, hey, like, they didn't say don't pass Charles. They said don't give Charles a hard time.
Yeah.
Or like don't stress Charles out or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And
well, Charles is just such a nice guy.
He is such a nice guy. But like he just went around him like so like I'm sorry. Any other situation,
dude, it's a race.
It's a race, and he's got 2 races left. This guy's going considerably slower on fresh hards that he hasn't broken in, and he's coming out of the pit lane. Yeah, he's going incredibly slow.
Yeah, you don't ruin my race. Plus, they then sewered Carlos.
Yeah, dude, him almost coming into the pit, then having to abort.
Gnarly. Yeah, Lewis was right behind him when he did it too.
That was really bad. Like strategy. The fact that
we're not ready.
Yeah, they told him to box.
I know.
What do you mean you're not ready? Don't say box then.
What are you guys doing?
Yeah. You guys even eating ice cream over there? What's
fucking
going on?
Gelato? Like
they have like 4 guys off on the casino.
Yeah.
They're on a heater. Tell them to go around again. Like what do you mean?
Just going.
Yeah, your job is to be ready with the tires. How are you not ready?
Yeah, I don't know, man. That was wild to me when that happened, and that was like the gnarliest thing. Him leaving the pit lane entrance.
Yeah,
like there was probably like marbles in there. There's probably dust, and he's just completely just overshot it.
The only worse pit thing that happened, I think, this weekend was Yuki hitting that Billard.
Yeah,
like.
Airtime, dude.
Airtime, like and his exact words, "I shit myself."
And then he's
and then Will Buxton was saying like, "Oh yeah, you had a brown flag." Brown flag, and Yuki was like, "Oh."
You had one of the most unexpected moments of the race when you got a bit of airtime in the in the pit lane. What happened there? It was a polystyrene block, and off you went.
My pants. It's like I don't know. Apologies.
Just trying not to get fined.
It was pretty fun. How did I don't know what he was doing. Like, was he just not looking, or
it's probably hard to see over the nose sometimes.
It's huge.
They're pretty long.
I guess it is. I don't know. That was pretty funny though. Like the fact that it's a piece of styrofoam. I don't know how
he explodes.
Yeah, it was pretty funny though.
The whole car.
He's lucky that didn't cause some kind of front wing damage.
Some shit
even if he just drove over it. Yeah.
It could have been gnarly. I love to see that Max just like didn't fight the Ferraris and just kind of like let them go by.
Yeah, he knew what he knew his race.
Yeah, he knew the race.
He knew the race just to be Lando. And Lando didn't, I don't know if, because I was watching the F1 like stream. I don't know if it was different on TSN. Not a lot of screen time for Lando in that race.
No, he was kind of lame about like the whole race. He wasn't really doing much. It was kind of boring. I thought there'd be like more of like a title fight.
Yeah, were you?
Because they hyped it up.
Were you expecting Max to win like the whole thing in this race, or were you expecting to go to the end?
I was expecting him.
Yeah,
it was kind of obvious. I felt.
Yeah.
What were you?
I thought that maybe it might extend just a little bit. Yeah, maybe like one race longer. I thought Lando maybe had a little bit more in him.
I was pretty worried when they started talking about the rear wing, and the practice results got me pretty worried.
Yeah, so that's kind of, I was like, hey, maybe there's a chance, but I don't know. Both McLarens,
they were garbage.
They just
that's because they can't use their flexi wing.
Yeah, their little cheat sheet.
Yeah, so they also changed the Mercedes and Ferrari planks for this race because Red Bull put a petition in saying that people are like using tomfoolery essentially to on their plank thickness for the end of the race. So I guess Ferrari and Mercedes had been putting like plank covers on their planks.
Okay.
So that their wear wasn't as much. So they had to not have them for this race.
Oh, interesting.
So that was another contributing factor. Obviously it didn't really affect them too much, but it was a change that happened pre-race. But maybe something else that we've noticed post race is like that
The
DAS 2.0.
Yeah. And that's super speculative.
Yeah.
And there's like, I think it's only been clips of George's car that have come
Yes.
out with it.
You can see it moving though.
Yeah.
Like you can see the tire change angle.
I've seen a lot of people saying like, oh, like that's just like the car under load going around a corner, which it totally could be. But like the movement in the wheel
seems sus.
I can't imagine that is moving that much under load.
Yeah.
That would be weird to me in an F1 car to have that much like.
There's probably like 2 centimeters, maybe a centimeter of play that you can see in the video of the steering wheel moving forward.
And if we can see it through that low quality of a video, in real life, that's got to be moving a lot more.
Yeah.
I can totally buy people like, saying like, oh, we've got, it's just like structural load on the suspension going around corners.
Yeah.
I can understand that. But the steering wheel and like the steering wheel shaft or whatever, that should not be moving that much, period. Like,
no.
Especially in an F1 car.
No.
If I was like a driver and I got in and that thing was moving around that much, I'd be like, hey, we have an issue.
Yeah.
We need to service this.
Oh, you reactivated it? Oh, okay. I'll shut up.
Yeah. Like, so, I don't know. And I could also totally see them putting that in George's car and not Lewis's.
Dude, that is very true.
Yeah. Like, they have no obligation.
Mercedes was on one this weekend, too.
Yeah.
So.
Kind of out of nowhere.
Kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, George did pretty good in Brazil.
Yeah.
And he was doing well in Brazil.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe they were running in Brazil too and no one was.
Can't notice.
And you can't notice. It was raining so hard.
Yeah.
Maybe people just like weren't really focusing on it. But yeah, I'm going to say it was kind of a bit of an outlier. Or how, like, he had a 10-second lead?
Yeah.
20-second lead?
12 seconds at one point over Lewis in second.
Yeah, which is, I'm sorry, it's kind of a bit unheard of for Georgie.
I'm just trying to go back here and see where he finished in Mexico.
I don't think they did well at all in Mexico.
Exactly
They were like middle of the pack in Mexico for sure. Because
George was 5th in Mexico.
Yeah, was Lewis 6th?
Lewis was 4th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they were kind of mid pack.
Yeah. I don't know. It seems sus.
We'll see if anything comes of it. If we're gonna hear anything about it, Red Bull will be putting a petition in right away for sure.
Yeah. Well, maybe not actually, because they've kind of got what they need out of this season.
That's true. So maybe they just leave it.
Maybe it's not worth the time or the energy or the money.
I know, but like they don't want to have Mercedes running a DAS system.
Maybe
even going into next
year. If they
year.
were smart about it, maybe they let them run it until the beginning of next year, and then it fucks them over at the beginning of next year.
Oh, also totally true. They come with like a bunch of like, hey, we've got 4 races of these guys using this system.
Because they actually, in that book that I was reading, they talk about doing that. They like know that certain teams are going to do certain things, and they petition them like after the first race or right before the first race, so that those teams have to change their strategies
at the last second.
And
yeah, brutal.
On, which is kind of like savage, but it's racing.
Hey, it's racing. Did anything come of the water in the tires?
No.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's such a crazy like concept though. If it did do stuff.
I agree. I know when we were watching Sao Paulo, we talked about how Max was just getting fastest lap after fastest lap after fastest lap. Lewis was doing that.
Yeah, the same. That's just a repetitive fastest lap.
Although the fastest lap results don't really show that as much, but like.
Yeah, you can see it on the screen. Yeah, it just keeps going up and up and up. Dude, he was on an absolute heater.
Man, it was like OG Lewis.
Yeah,
like he was ripping.
That's the other funny thing too is both him and George were completely blown away by how well the car performed.
Yeah.
Where like Lewis was blown away, George was blown away by it. Because I think he probably his debrief. Yeah. Well, they're in completely different meetings apparently at this point.
You know what's wild about that is I was watching an interview, and supposedly Ferrari is loaning out Carlos Sainz after the last race to do like early season
for Williams,
for Williams, and Toto's not doing it.
Yeah, he said Lewis. No.
That's fucking whack.
Yeah, actually, I didn't watch it today, but a new podcast or little interview series with Toto just came out today. Really? And apparently one of the big talking points is like everything that happened with Lewis and Lewis leaving. So I need to check that. I should have watched that today, but I'll check it out tomorrow.
I watched the Williams rebuild video, Mexico right before I came over, which was kind of cool.
I didn't see that.
They like made a video of like them getting all the parts back from Brazil and then like having to turn it around and like rebuild the car and like what goes into like rebuilding the car after it's been in a big accident like that, and like they like try to like salvage like certain like rivets and nuts and bolts to like save money. It's interesting actually. It's on YouTube.
I'll check it out. That team, man, in particular, are wizards.
Yeah,
the amount of cars that they've turned around over the course of this season.
There was I'm not sure if you sent it to me, but there was a screenshot of someone going into an interview to become a mechanic for another F1 team, and they had their resume, and then the interviewer said, "Oh, we're looking for 7 years experience, and you only have 1." And then someone brings in their resume who used to work at Williams, and they're like the same thing, and they're like, "Oh, you work at Williams? You've built a lot of cars. Okay, come.
Yeah, come in here."
Yeah.
Only 6 months?
Yeah.
That's all we need.
How many cars was that? Like 12?
Yeah. I mean, Sargent was just putting them in
I know,
every race. He's pretty high up in the Destructors company. He's not even racing. Although he's in
Indy.
Indy now, yeah.
He's testing for Indy right
Yeah.
now. Yeah, interesting. I don't know how well he's going to do. I guess that comes back to, do we see an American on the grid in Cadillac?
Oh. I have a bit of a theory.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
So people were speculating that maybe Checo goes over.
Ooh.
But
I guess that makes sense, North America.
Yeah, so I'm like, I can put some money into it. I think we might see Danny come back. I have a feeling.
Yeah, he's very America.
I think for a junior team, so I know that they have a bit of a racing pedigree.
Yeah.
But they're going to be looking. I think they're going to be looking to get some young blood in there.
Yeah.
That's going to be their guy.
The US guy.
It's their US guy that's going to be like, okay, this is who we're championing around, but they're going to be new, and they're going to need some like tutelage, and they're going to need, some time to adjust. They're going to need an incubation period.
There is a name floating around. I can't remember what it is. He's in Indy right now. He's an American in Indy. Oh, it's going to bug me. But that makes total sense.
Yeah, and then I could see them bringing Danny in, going, okay, we're not expecting anything from you other than some nice sponsorship money and telling us, like, giving us good feedback on the car. Because, dude, he 100% can do that.
On teams that have been dominant in the last 2 years, McLaren, Red Bull.
Yeah, he can give them a wealth of information.
Yeah.
And also with whoever that new driver is, that's going to be like their Max Verstappen or their Lando Norris. He can help coach them kind of through that.
Andretti's going to hit the ground running.
Andretti, Cadillac. Oh, yeah. Dude, they have to.
Yeah.
Especially, they're going to have so much money backing them right out of the gate.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. I don't think the first season is going to... I don't think we're going to see a lot from them in the first season. But 26 is when Audi comes in too, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, that would be a good battle, Audi versus Cadillac.
It'll be cool. The other thing I'm expecting too with the Cadillac versus Haas is I have a feeling that Cadillac all of a sudden is going to completely undercut Haas in terms of sponsorships. I think a lot more American brands are going to be willing to get behind and put money on Cadillac
that's true.
than Haas. Because like Haas is a big company. They're just like a big like tool manufacturing company. That's kind of all they do.
They have some racing heritage though.
They do. But I mean, it's Cadillac.
Yeah, it's Cadillac.
It's GM. It's GM. Like, it's literally one of the the cornerstones of the United States.
What's pretty crazy is now Ford and GM
are going to be in it. Yeah.
That's going to be gnarly.
Ford, not so much by name, but they'll be in it with Red Bull.
Yeah, but their motor.
Yeah, their motor will be in it.
Like 5-liter Mustang motor. Let's go.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Fox body on the track.
Let's go. Put the Coyote engine in there. I would love to see an F1 series, call it like F1 domestic or something like that. and it's F1 cars that are powered by their engine manufacturer's like best engines.
Yeah.
So you get like the Coyote, like a 5-liter Coyote engine in like the Red Bull, and then you put like some kind of Corvette like the ZR6 or whatever into like Cadillacs, and then 2JZ in the Haas. And then like Ferrari's got a couple,
like a V12,
like
Ferrari.
some kind of a V12.
Yeah.
That'd be just so funny. Like they're all make sure that they're all kind of
V12.
Actually,
it's a Mercedes. But...
Dude, I think that'd be pretty cool. This is like a one-off. I mean, it'd be a very expensive one-off, but as a fan, I would watch.
I'd be interested.
Yeah,
I'd be interested. Other than that, race results wise, I think it was Hulkenberg was in the points, which is interesting because V-Carb and Hulk and Haas are like kind of going back and forth right now.
Did V-Carb take it over Haas? I think they jumped them in the constructors, didn't they?
No.
No, they're still under?
They're still behind.
Okay.
But Haas did get ahead of Alpine because Alpine got big points in Brazil.
Yeah.
So Haas is now ahead of both of those teams again.
Good for them, man.
Aston is somehow holding on to 5th place in the constructors. Blows my mind how they've done that. Thank you, Fernando.
It's gonna be all Fernando.
But
I really think what's his face is Stroll. I think he's got this season and maybe next season. I think he's out, man.
He doesn't want to be there.
He looks so depressed.
Yeah.
Every single time they cut to him.
Yeah.
Every single time.
He doesn't want to be there.
No.
I don't know if it's because his car is shit and he's just like unmotivated or.
I don't think he just wants. I mean, Gunther was talking about this. I just don't think that he ever wanted to be there. I think this is fully his dad's dream.
Yeah.
But even in qualifying after like his lap or whatever before his lap, they cut to him just standing in the pits, and it's like he looks. I don't know, like a shell.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe he's struggling with something we don't know about.
It's possible.
Yeah.
But if I was him for like mental health reasons, I would just be like, this is not it for. This is not working for me.
Yeah. I mean, what do you do now though?
You're the son of a billionaire. You're just
a billionaire child now.
Go do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Like literally, he could do.
Daddy, can you sell F1 now? Can you sell Aston now? I don't want to do this anymore.
Well, let his dad continue to run Aston. He's doing a good job as an owner of a team. I think he's doing
I think he's recruited some good staff.
Yeah, he's picked all the right people. But Lance literally could go and be like, I want to I want to start a shoe company.
Yeah.
I want to build, toboggans for the rest of my life. I want to get into woodworking.
I like hockey sticks.
I like hockey sticks. Like he could do literally. I mean, maybe not another professional sport.
Yeah.
Keep him out of those.
Yeah.
But if he wants to be associated with things, go for it, bud. Just put a smile on your face.
Yeah. I don't like to see him sad either.
No, I don't want to see anyone out on the grid sad to be at a race.
Like Valtteri should be sadder than Stroll.
Yeah, he's maybe the happiest guy on the grid, I think.
Exactly.
Like there's a good chance he might actually be the most stoked.
I think so. Yeah, I think him and actually Max seemed pretty stoked after the race.
Max was drunk. Max was drinking.
I'm out of beers.
This is gin and tonic.
Yeah. So just carrying like a Yeti. Did you see?
Yeah.
When he won after the race, they gave him a Yeti tumbler and it had the Red Bull sponsor in it. I was like, I want one of those.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, you would want one of those.
Yeah.
Max was having a good time, man.
He was having a great time. Did you see his interview with the Dutch media?
Yes.
That was the best one.
Yeah.
He was 2 sheets to the wind.
Yeah, he was gone.
And Zach Brown, the one of Zach Brown. Did you see that one?
I didn't see that one, no.
So Zach Brown comes up to congratulate him while he's in an interview, and Zach's like, "Oh, nice work," and Max is like wasted at this point. You can tell. He puts his arm around Zach, and he's like, "Well, Zach, let me tell you something. The last couple seasons you said that I could only win it in the best car. Well, this season I didn't win it in the best car. I won it still."
Yeah.
And kind of was like, "You guys suck."
Yeah, I mean, also this is I think the happiest I've seen Lando in a while too.
Yeah, he's so relieved.
Because I think it's just he's like, "Oh, it's over.
Oh, God,
I can take a breath."
Yeah,
it was brutal. To be fair though, I think that was his first ever kind of people going like, "Oh, dude, you statistically have a chance."
Well, okay, but let's just look at this holistically.
Okay.
Who do you think could actually fight Max for the world championship with the current people, mindset wise and talent?
Oh, just drivers?
Just drivers.
Oh. I mean, I think it's a small group for mentality wise, definitely Lewis and Fernando.
Okay.
I think are going to be the most reliable and people that have done it.
Yeah.
So I know
they've
that
lived it already.
They've lived it. They can go through the pressure.
Yeah. Lost and won. Both of them.
I think Charles and Carlos.
You think Charles could do it? I don't know. I think he's soft, man.
I think Charles could do it. I think he could
crumble a little bit. I think he'd get too emotional.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible.
I don't know.
Science might be a little bit more resilient.
Yeah, I think Sainz would put up a better fight, but
Yeah,
at the end of the day, I think he'd maybe choke or like crash
it's
or like,
possible. I have more faith in both of those two than I think a lot of the other people on the grid. I don't think Yuki could do it. I think Yuki would crumble.
I think Piastri could do it.
Piastri, I think probably
Or
could.
Lawson.
Yeah, or I think Lawson's too green. I think it might get to him.
I don't think so.
I agree with you though on sorry, you said Piastri?
Yeah.
Dude, sorry, I don't know if I agree with that. I
Why?
don't know. When you said Piastri, my brain immediately went to Alpine, Gasly. Yeah.
You think Gasly could do it? You think
Yeah.
he's a stone cold killer?
It's not because I think he's a stone cold killer. I think it's because he's dealt with the stress of driving along Max at Red Bull and then like going
But he
between.
crumbled.
Exactly. I think he's learned from that.
Okay.
I think he's taken. I think him and Alex have gone through such like ups and downs.
They've been abused by
They've
Helmet.
they've been abused by Helmet. I think that they in a different team with the right car and like someone saying you're doing a good job.
Yeah. Get him next time, kid.
I think they could get through it.
Instead of get your lashings when you
yeah,
get
exactly.
car.
Piastri is a maybe. He is like so Iceman.
Yeah, he's an Iceman. Dude.
That it is. I think he might be able to just by sheer will.
Yeah.
Get through it. I
feel like he disengages from the media more than a lot of other racers do, and I think that's also what's good that Max does is I think he disengages from the media a little bit.
Yeah. I don't think George could do it.
No.
As much as George was talking some big shit, I don't think he has the mental stamina.
I will give you $100 if he wins the World Championship next year.
Oh, you're not. That's never happening. Definitely not next year. Zero chance that's happening next year.
Gas 2.0, man.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I would be surprised. Yuki, I don't think. Yeah, I think Yuki would. He would spontaneously combust near the end of it.
And, like leave.
Yeah. Ocon, not a fucking chance.
It's too spicy.
Hulkenberg, possibly.
Maybe.
Hulkenberg, totally. I think I could see him being someone.
So really, we're looking at the vets.
Yeah, the people that have been there long enough.
Yeah.
I mean, Magnussen's been there a long time, but I don't think he could do it.
Yeah. No, Magnussen's done, I think.
Yeah. Valtteri totally could.
I don't know if Valtteri wants that pressure.
No, I know he doesn't want it, but if you put him in a competitive car, he totally could.
But do you think he wants to win the World Championship?
I think he just wants to just be happy.
I think he just wants to be Valtteri.
Yeah. I think at this point in time, he just wants to be Valtteri.
Yeah.
I think if you rewind 3-4 years ago, I think if they said, hey, we're going to we want to see if you can do the dance.
Yeah.
I think he would take the opportunity. Or if like Lewis left 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And they didn't have George in the kind of like the I mean, of all the drivers to pick, man.
George.
Why pick George?
When you were saying that about Valtteri, and my mind instantly went to that clip where it was Valtteri on the last lap going for fastest lap, and Lewis needed the extra point for fastest lap, and James Vowles comes on the radio and he's like, "Valtteri, we need you to abort the lap."
Yep.
And Valtteri comes back to James, "Fuck you."
Yeah. Dude, he totally has the mentality. Like a couple years ago, he could have. Yeah, a couple years ago, I think he would have done it. I think he has that killer instinct in him. Totally. Is there anyone else that we're missing?
Drogon Yu?
No.
Sergio?
Definitely not. Forgot about
Daniel Ricciardo?
I think he could have in his day.
I think he could have too. I think his biggest mistake that he ever made was leaving Red Bull.
He shouldn't have.
He fucked up.
I think there was definitely a chance that if he had stayed, dude, I also just think that would have been like a wild battle between. I think if Max wasn't his partner, if the season after when he left Red Bull, if he had stayed at Red Bull for another season,
Before going to Renault.
Before going to Renault, he either would have won,
yeah,
or him and Max would have killed each other.
yes,
it would have been
entertaining either way.
Yeah, it would have been insane. I think that Helmut Marko would have gone in cardiac arrest, and I think the whole team would have the majority of the team would have lost their hair from stress.
Christian Horner would have.
He would have cheated on his wife way earlier.
Yeah, way earlier.
Yeah,
God, his wife's a Spice Girl too.
How do you do that, man?
I don't know. The only other thing I like, just put like random notes down. I just because I put the effort into putting them down, I just want to make sure I'd say them.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, the first one is under the Red Bull category of just suck it.
Okay, thanks. That was really off the top. Suck it. Okay, thank you.
Fuck yeah. Let's go.
I can't wait till next season.
Just Red Bull versus all the other chumps on the street.
Whatever, man.
Fucking
whatever. Enjoy
suck
it. Enjoy it. I think next season is your last season with Max.
Doesn't even matter.
Okay. Are you gonna follow him to whatever team he goes to if he leaves Red Bull?
Not fucking Alpine, then sure.
That would be the twist of the century if Max went to Alpine. He's like, I'm feeling like
they have
a challenge.
Mercedes motor.
They do, but it's also a French team.
Yeah. Under the Mercedes category, the Golden Boy.
I thought he was gonna suck it.
Yeah, I should have. The Golden Boy made Daddy Toto happy this weekend.
Yeah, he did. They got to.
And little Susie Wolf was there too, under Big Toto's arm. Daddy Toto.
I was gonna say, I think they probably let George crawl into bed with them. he gets to be the little spoon.
Did you see him get the champagne in his eyes and have his such a baby about it?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure that stings.
Do you know what I also love about that too? Is like, it was his big win, but it was so wildly overshadowed. By Max.
He was like trying to have this like huge celebration, but then it was just like cutting to Max in his
own
car.
Max got to talk first. Max got his own car.
There's three idiots in the fucking back of the Rolls Royce.
That was the most awkward car ride. That's one thing they need to not do. Just give me the cool down room.
Carlos was just sitting there with his toque on, like it's fucking -4 outside.
That dude, all of them were so like acting like he was frigid, and I don't know if that's just because you and I are like so used to like these temperatures. No, I was like looking, I was like, what is it like -30? He was like 12 degrees. I was like, bro,
it's like summer, dude.
Yeah, you can go outside in a t-shirt and be fine in that. What are you guys doing? Like, chill out.
I love that Lewis got driver of the day though.
Yeah, I mean, who else was it gonna be?
Well, could have been Max.
No, it wouldn't have been Max. Max didn't even finish on the podium.
And then I wrote the "Did you tell him in Spanish" thing because I found that pretty funny too.
We should get that as a T-shirt. Try it in Spanish next time.
That'd be a good T-shirt.
Yeah, that would be. Don't steal that.
Yeah, we could put it on our merch.
Yeah, try it in Spanish next time. It's good for Austin too.
Oh no, he's copyrighted.
Yeah, he's caught. Yeah, we'll get sued, especially if we're there in person and he sees it.
Yeah. And then Sonoda just getting stuck in U.S. Customs. I found that kind of funny.
That is
like the most innocent looking dude ever.
He's just so little.
Why this guy? He was probably talking shit to him.
I'm surprised that it was so that even happened. That he doesn't have like a team of people that kind of handle all that for him.
Well, I guess he got isolated. He got like pulled into a room separate and stuff.
That's what you don't want.
No, it's not.
Poor
all of a sudden they're putting the gloves on and you're coughing.
And you're coughing. Bend over, sir.
Yeah.
Poor Yuki.
Oh man, poor little guy. Okay, so we got Qatar.
Yeah. Do you want to take some? Do you want to guess? You go first.
Oh, I got my predictions already.
Oh, sure.
I'm going Max P1 because suck it.
Okay.
Lewis P2.
Okay.
Charles P3.
All right, interesting. That's saucy. Off the rip, I'm gonna say Lando's gonna be so elated with not having to deal with any of the stress.
He's actually gonna drive.
That he's actually gonna drive well. I feel like he's gonna come P1.
Okay.
I think Charles will come P2.
Okay.
Because he's gonna be gunning for that second position.
Then he'll speak Spanish on the radio.
And then he'll speak Spanish on the radio when that would actually be the funniest thing in the entire
good.
world. Yeah. That would actually be so funny. I actually need to like look at a picture of like the track.
I have one here.
What are we looking like?
It's like a sick track.
Oh shit. Okay. That's a lot of turns.
Yeah, it's a mid speed. It says it's a medium to high speed corner predominantly. Over 1 kilometer of the track length is made up of the main straight, so it has a high speed straight too.
Ooh.
Plenty of overtaking opportunities at that into turn 1.
I don't feel as confident about that Lando guess anymore.
Okay.
Because I'll keep it because I still think he can. The rear wing, and they just those low speed tracks, they seem to kind of
It's a mid to high speed.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Lando, Leclerc, and then give me Checo. Yeah. Yeah, not even Max. I think Max is going to be hungover.
He's going to be on G&Ts.
Yeah, he's going to be on G&Ts.
Drinking and driving. Did you hear his drinking and driving quote? He's like, I don't have to drive anymore, so I can drink. And now drinking and driving is okay.
I know you're going to pick Max, but like I know you're picking him for P1, but like, dude, I think Max is going to be so wildly checked out.
I just think he's on World Tour now.
He's on World Tour now. I think he's going to be back at the pack. He's going to be fucking with the Alpines. He's going out there just to like
throwing fingers to Liam.
Fingers up at everyone. He's going to be an absolute menace, but first is not going to be his priority. His priority is going to be like, okay,
watch this.
Yeah, what can I do to screw with every other team?
Gnarliest overtakes ever. Just like so many late braking corners at the apex.
I could see him overtake someone and then brake to let them pass, and then overtake them again just for fun.
Look at my gold helmet.
Yeah,
look at my gold helmet. World champion, dude. Suck it.
Yeah. Marco made it for me.
Yeah. Oh, those t-shirts were so heinous, man.
I'm also like, I think probably one of the most heinous things I saw was a few of the mechanics were whipping those t-shirts on over top of like their gigantic winter parkas. And I'm like, you guys look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. It's not that cold. Just put the t-shirt on.
You look like elementary school.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. With their little collars all popped out of it.
Oh,
I was like,
it was brutal.
Yeah.
We were talking about how all those Max 4 t-shirts are going to be at the Milton Keynes Valley Village next week.
Yeah. Hey man, if you want cheap, if you want cheap merch,
go to the Salvation Army.
Go find it. You're probably right though, or I bet you a lot of them probably keep it.
I mean, maybe like 2 years from now.
Yeah, you'll see them in there.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's framing that T-shirt on their wall. So.
Check it on eBay. We'll check in a couple of years. See if we get a good deal.
Good call.
Cool. Yeah. Want to take us out?
No.
Okay. Well. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. Typical spots, and we will see you in the next one.